It seems like we will not do theater right now because it's quite wet outside. Did you say it? Yeah? Can you translate? We'll do it, don't worry. It will be fun. We'll do it. But I also feel that we did good job with dancing today. I feel like we did very well. No? It was great. Yeah. So some of the stuff was released already. I just wanted to move us a little bit, but I forgot that we have a dancing. And yeah, and we wanted to have it outside, and it's just wet, and it's better when we can just sit on the grass and relax. Is that okay? We have to inquire then. So check in and see if you have some confusion, if you need some help and some confusion. Yes. You just keep it here for a moment.
In the satsangs that were here, there was mentioned you cannot compromise with the real self. In the last half year, I tried to do it. And the only thing came out of it that I tricked myself. It means I had goals set up in my work and all in the different things in my life according to the real life. And at the same time I spent a lot of time just sitting alone in silence, and I spent quite a lot of time. And I thought these two can work out well together.
Why do you feel you trick yourself?
Because if I think back to this half year that was here, I was chasing things that seemed to be important,
like
to give me satisfaction. Goals in career.
Okay.
I was very much waiting for this retreat. So I arrived here 1.5 days ago, but really I didn't arrive. So basically it took me 1.5 days to really get here at the satsang. There was a sort of panic fear coming up in me. I don't know why.
még fokoz az, hogy nem tudom miért, de az összes vezetett meditáción, vagy csendesülésen mindig belealszom. Akárhogy küzdök ellene.
And it was enhanced with that in every leaded meditation, I kind of fall asleep. So it's just made things worse.
It's often like that. Don't judge this. It's often like that. That it takes time when we land in satsang. It's usually not the first day on the retreat. It's like that often.
Ez teljesen rendben való. Csak sokszor elhangzott az, hogy ne aludj.
But there was many times you mentioned don't sleep.
Oh my God. And you feel you did wrong, huh?
Érezted, hogy rossz fiú vagy? Még jobban küzdött.
You see how the words are tricky? Oh my God. What can I do? God, please help me.
Mégis az az érzésem, hogy valahogy jó fele haladnak a dolgok, ezt nem tudom megmagyarázni.
Still, I have the intuition that the things are going the right way at the moment. So I don't know how to explain it, but this is the feeling inside.
Miközben teljesen zavaros.
But at the same time, there's a lot of confusion.
Okay. Okay, so just to go back to you, it's absolutely normal that it takes time to defrost ourselves at the beginning of the retreat. If it's just one day, it's great. I'm serious. I mean, who is already completely defrosted? Who is already like fully here with us? It usually takes us a little, you know, to land. Okay, because we are so busy in life in general. It's different speed. We were just talking with Laurent a moment ago. That this is just a different speed, and life is like everything is fast. And here we stop, and it feels to stop a little bit like discomfortable, maybe uncomfortable. And slow. Yeah, and it slows down. And you know, this what the expression you just used a moment ago? Uncertainty, something like that.
Confusion, I think. There's still confusion, this part.
Okay, this was confusion. Okay. Some of the confusion is also a good thing. I'm actually more concerned inside, like somebody is feeling like, yes, I know everything. To be honest, this is most of the time false. This is just imagination. It's better to be a little bit like open. So what is the concern now?
It felt like sharing with you all this that I just mentioned.
Yeah, this is just normal. I mean, please raise your hands that if you didn't defroze yourself in first satsang, please. Who? Yeah, yeah. I think actually everybody should raise their hand. Yeah. It's just normal because if the whole world, everywhere else almost, is doing something else and inviting us elsewhere, and here we are going completely different direction. So it has to be this way.
For sure I will have fear inside on Thursday when I have to go back to my normal life.
Yeah, I mean it's also like this. That then we really land and we feel like coming back. But it will be less and less. You get used to more and more. I also myself have to say that my life in Warsaw in Poland is quite speedy. When I'm in family busy in the city, it's quite busy, I would say. Maybe not that much, but it's more busy than here. So I'm just taking it as it is. We We have super, super great comfort here, guys.
Szuper minden.
It's such a comfort to have a 6-day break.
6 nap szünet.
Not in the holiday, visiting this, visiting that, all the time grasping new, but really holiday from all of these things.
Igazi nyaralás az ilyen, amikor
It's
kikapcsolódunk.
it's such a grace to have it, to allow it
Csodálatos áldás,
for
hogy ezt
ourselves.
megkapjuk és megadjuk magunknak, engedjük, hogy ez legyen.
And we also accept that probably you will not have it, the retreat till the rest of your life.
És elfogadjuk, hogy
There will be different challenge,
más lesz.
different situations, the work situations, family situation, sickness maybe situation, in the end death situation, emotional situation that might come. All of them, that will be part of our experience.
Ez mind a tapasztalás része.
It's not like we will find ourselves here and then all of these things will be gone. It's not possible.
Eltűnnek közben az életünkből.
We will just less mind these things, you know.
Kevésbé fog minket talán érdekelni vagy zavarni.
I hope so.
Nagyon remélem, hogy így lesz.
It's already happening that direction, no?
Már ebbe az irányba.
Since we met, no? It's all good.
Minden rendben.
Thank you. We are not giving here scores. I don't know if I said that or not. We are not giving scores for being a good satsangi.
Nincs értékelés, nincsenek jó.
Why is he defrosing so slow?
Szangon.
1. She's such a good girl. 6.
6-os, 5 csillag, 20.
I mean, we are doing it in our heads, no?
Ez csak az elménkben létezik.
I'm curious. How about our morning meditation?
Kíváncsiság ott él bennem, hogy megtudjam, milyen volt a reggeli meditáció.
We were inquiring very important thing.
Nagyon fontos dolgokat vizsgáltunk meg.
Somebody would like to confront or continue with me?
Ki szeretne, hogy megfontossuk, hogy megvizsgáljuk ezt.
You know, also, if I was you,
Ha én a ti helyetekben lennék,
if I was you, and if I wasn't certain of that pointing in the morning,
és hogy én kaptam volna ezt az útmutatást reggel,
I would really not comfort myself that I know it, because this is a lying
nem nyugtatnám meg magad azzal, hogy jó, rendben, ezt így értem.
to myself. If I didn't know, I would keep my hand up until it will be known, non-stop.
Addig jelentkezni,
Very good.
amíg ezt ki nem elégíti egy válasz, és meg nem értem.
So, I was very tired in the morning meditation, and
A reggeli meditációnál
I think I fell asleep a few times.
talán is aludtam párszor,
And I tried to hold on to this kind of, I don't know how to describe it, this nothingness,
az ügesség,
to leave the world,
Two?
leave the world.
Mm-hmm.
hogy elhagyjam, hogy a világot hátrahagyjam.
And many times it just mind trying to do something,
Sokszor azt vettem,
but sometimes it's true.
mit csinálni,
Sometimes it feels true.
Yeah.
I mean.
de
Okay.
néha ez igaznak tűnik.
And it feels like a meditation.
És úgy tűnik,
And
hogy
I feel I
elmegyek,
calm down.
és amikor lenyugszom,
So it just feels true. But I'm not able to go further. And when you're asking these questions,
kérdezem ezeket a kérdéseket, amiket feltettél.
so the first experience is the mind trying to do something.
Az elme megpróbál bekapcsolódni és valamit csinálni.
So it tries to find it.
Megpróbál megtalálni
Mhm.
valamit.
But if not this happens,
De ha nem ez történik,
then more space opens, basically.
tér jobban
Mhm.
tud nyílni,
And at this point, it turns back.
és akkor visszafordul.
So it's mind again.
Okay.
So this kind of circulation happens all the time.
Körbe-körbe
Okay.
megy ez.
Okay. 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 So I will go back to the question which I asked where you fall asleep.
Visszamegyek ahhoz a kérdéshez, amit föltettem reggel.
I repeated this
amikor
question 3 times in the morning.
háromszor mondtam el ezt a reggel.
And we will today we'll continue again repeating the same.
Folytatjuk.
So now let's inquire together.
Csináljuk együtt akkor ezt a vizsgálódást.
So the thinking is not required
Gondolkodásra most nincs szükség.
in this finding. So just please hear that thinking is not required. You will not confirm this answer by thinking.
Nem a gondolkodás.
I will guide you for a moment, okay? I will try to guide you for a moment.
Meg foglak próbálni vezetni.
So you hear it, yeah?
Tehát akkor
We will not confirm this with our thinking.
nem az elménk
We
elménk
might
lesz
confirm
igazolva,
it differently.
másképpen lesz visszaigazolva.
My question in the morning was,
Kérdésem az volt reggel,
if I remember it right, but more or less,
ha jól emlékszem,
how is it?
hogy van az,
Is it you
te vagy az,
in where happens awareness? You are imagining awareness.
tudatosság megjelenik,
You are imagining space.
tudatosságot, te képzeld el az űrt, a teret,
You are imagining presence.
a jelenlétet.
So
is
you-
képzeld el.
As this being, let's say,
Tehát ez az élő
are
dolog.
imagining,
Képzeld
even
el.
if you did it before, please be with me.
Maradj velem
Is it-
teljesen ebben.
This right now in inquiry, the awareness happens in you, and you are just thinking this awareness. You are just
Történik, és csak
experiencing and thinking this awareness as in you.
gondolod,
Is it like this?
hogy ez benned van, ez így van, vagy pedig másképp.
Just so feel into it. Feel into it. Is it like this?
Érezd bele, így van,
Or this process
ez az egész folyamat
is felt, is seen,
érezzük és látjuk,
is happening in the awareness?
és történik mindez a tudatosságban.
It sounded a bit complicated, sorry, but I think the previous.
Okay, this is honest and this is good. I'm happy for this answer.
Neki, hogy őszinte vagy, hogy és ezt mondtad.
So the feeling for you is okay that you who are invited for self-inquiry with me now. So you are checking
Te ellenőrzöd,
and you see
és azt látod,
that the feeling of awareness,
hogy az az érzés, hogy tudatos vagy,
the feeling of some state is happens in you. So in a way you experience as this being this state.
tehát te úgy érzékeled, hogy te vagy ez az állapot.
This is the conviction of most of people.
Ez a meggyőződése a legtöbb embernek.
And it feels as obvious as everything. It feels so obvious
Teljesen egyértelműnek tűnik.
that of course I'm experiencing this. I am experiencing this. Even I am experiencing peace.
Még a békét is én tapasztalom.
But we have to really slow down in meditation and really once again to check it.
És vizsgáld meg
It is also true.
igaz is egyébként,
It is also true that there is a feeling of you experiencing, let's say, awareness, let's say, presence. It is also true,
a tudatosságot,
but it's not complete
jelenlétet, csak ez nem teljes.
because this is also happening.
És
Where?
valahol történik mindez.
So, in other words,
Történik mindez más szavakkal.
does awareness happen to your mind, to your doing,
A cselekvésednek, az
or your mind, your doing, your action happens
ezek a cselekedetek és az elmenő dolgok
in something effortless?
történnek valamiben, ami erőfeszítés
So I'm sometimes saying something else. I'm sometimes saying that when we are in satsang,
amikor szatszangban vagyunk,
there is understanding happening on two levels, on two speeds.
két sebességgel, két szinten történik a megértés.
One is like we are using language,
Használjuk a
we are
nyelvezetet,
communicating language, we are confirming what I'm speaking
megértjük
or not
és
confirming with the mind.
visszaigazoljuk az elménk által, ami elhangzik.
We have this in mind also capacity to discriminate things.
Megkülönböztetésre ott van az elménk, és
But this
képes
is
rá,
not everything.
de ez még nem minden.
Because if we are alert, and I believe you did it many times, you saw it many times,
Sokszor látod biztos, hogy
when we stop,
amikor megállunk,
also this will be seen. Also this is seen.
ezt is látjuk.
This is also seen. So the question is,
Tehát az a kérdés marad,
how come?
hogy lehetséges, hogy még ezt is látjuk.
It is the question, can the seer be seen also? It is the question that the attention is seen.
Lehet-e látni?
Your movement of trying to understand is seen. The movement of perceiving awareness as you imagine it is also seen.
Ezt is valahonnan tudjuk észlelni.
It also happens in the screen.
Ez is ebben történik, ezen a mezőben, ezen.
And really there is no other way to find it than in meditation
Nincsen más út,
or
mint, hogy
just direct speech like this.
meditációban, vagy pedig az ilyen direkt útmutatás által, ami most.
To understand this,
Azt, hogy ezt megértsük,
so many times I'm using a kind of attitude.
azt a hozzáállást használom.
And that's basically what you just mentioned,
Ezt a hozzáállást,
because they are all seen.
Yes.
én mindezt látom.
So okay, if we really accept and if you really accept and if we really accept
Mindannyian
this,
elfogadjuk ezt,
if we really accept this,
tényleg elfogadjuk.
the consequence of that is it's all fine.
Következménye,
But I think there is something what I'm not see.
de azt hiszem, hogy van valami,
Many thing is seen, but something is not seen.
Okay, maybe let's see.
érzékelek.
Maybe this is maybe something is not seen or
Lehet, hogy valamit nem látsz, vagy
Because it should be clear.
tisztában.
Otherwise, no.
no, not really.
Nem egészen.
Maybe you have just the habit of doubting, the habit of
Ah.
the mind to doubt. It's just like the clothes we wear, it, the body we have.
Yeah.
This is just a habit of the mind coming back.
Valószínűleg ez csak inkább egy szokásod, hogy ez
Sometimes I feel like this.
Yeah, because if you are checking it, it's every time the same confirmation.
hogyha leellenőrzöd, mindig ugyanaz a visszaigazás.
If you check this thing out every time, you will find the same confirmation. Because if
Mindig ugyanaz.
I'm sorry, I'm too fast.
That's fine.
Yeah, okay. Every time we check it, we find the same answer.
Ha leellenőrizzük, mindig ugyanaz a válasz érkezik.
That's why people were meditating
Ezért
Um,
meditálnak az emberek.
in the past. They find this understanding in meditation.
Hogy megérthessék,
Only
hogy
then
ezt
they
a
could
meditációt,
see that the attention is seen.
hogy a figyelmet látjuk, amit figyelünk, ezt látni, hogy érzékeljük.
That the mind projection, even of the peace, is seen.
Még a békét, amit kivetít az elme,
The
ezt is
mind
észrevesszük.
projection of the presence is seen.
Kivetített képet
The
az
mind
elme,
projection of bliss is seen.
amikor a gyönyört vetíti ki az elme, azt is látjuk.
That's why was this path of saying neti. This is seen, neti.
Mondja a hindu,
This is seen, not this. This is seen, not this. This is seen, not this. Until it will completely dissolved.
még minden el nem kopik.
By what is it seen?
Mi által látjuk mindezt.
So we don't have to make awareness.
Nem kell kitalálnunk, hogy
I said many times, it's done.
már kész van,
It's done.
már vége.
It's not like we have to enter somewhere. We
Kell
are
belépni
there.
valahova, mi ez vagyunk.
You. Everyone. Oh, hello, guys.
Szíti, sziasztok.
Everyone. Everyone has awareness, is experiencing from there.
És ebből érzékelünk minden mást.
So I remember once it happened like this. It was like not this, not this, not this, not this, not this, not this, not this. And I
And
find
there is
myself
no end. It look like this. You will try to find where's this here, where's this here, where's this here, where's this here. Oh my God! And this is seen. I find awareness. Oh my God! And this is seen. Oh my God! And this, until you finally get that seer cannot be seen. It cannot be seen. It's just not possible. The habit might be still there, but you can stop it by your confirmation. Can I see the seer? If I will see the seer, by what will I see him? Then there will be another seer. Then I was false. When Papaji met Ramana Maharishi, and he was playing around with many masters, he asked everyone the same question. Show me God. He asked, show me God. And Ramana Maharishi just said one sentence, but God is now not an object which can be seen. It's simply not possible. It's subject. It's not an object. If I see God here, if I see bliss here, if I see something here, I can be only deluded. Because there is something prior, there is something first to it. Or there is something which illuminates Him, which illuminates God in front of you. So what is greater? Somebody is greater, or the one which sees is greater? And where, by the way, the God is happening? In which awareness? Is God, if He is standing here, can He be apart from me? Or you? Or anybody from this room? Whose awareness gonna see it? What is first? He just came. He just came. So what? We will pray for Him now. Everybody will bend and we will pray for Him because we will believe He is there and not here. First, I am. I am first before everything. Before all gods. Before all saints. And the saints and all of this pointed towards this. They didn't point towards the state. They didn't point towards the image.
I know many people asked a similar question to Romana, and they all say and ask, but the world was here before you came. And I felt the same, so the world was here before I came, so even if I'm not aware of it.
The world, you mean? World was here before you came, yes.
Yeah.
So what are you? Are you something which just came? And where is it, by the way, when you are sleeping? Is our consciousness so reliable? Every night it's gone. The feeling of personality is gone every night. The feeling of your body is gone every night. And then you wake up in the morning, for 1 second maybe you know nothing, and then you remind yourself, okay, this story is back. Phew. But inquire this in the morning, it's not immediately there. Also, in meditation, it happens, the story is not there. The continuity of Tommy is not there in meditation. It's not something which is always here. Even when you are not focusing yourself on the body-mind, you don't know you are body-mind. You have no clue. That's why also in the East they also implement meditation where
beépítik a meditációt,
where
használják.
somehow they were very smart.
Nagyon okosak voltak ebben.
They, for instance, close their eyes, close the
Bezárják
ears,
a
they
fület,
reduce the
szemet,
senses.
hogy lecsökkentsék az
Because the
érzékszerveket.
senses, also our mind is the sense,
Az érzékszervünk az agy,
tell us about the world and tell us that something which is matter is truth.
a világról.
But where the matter came from? What gives life to this life?
Mi ad életet?
What gives life to your body?
Mi adott életet?
Is it your body which keeps itself alive? I don't believe it.
Önállóan is életre kelt?
I don't believe that I could have one inhale without God.
Nem tudom, hogy nem hiszem, hogy
None of you
létezhetnék
could.
Isten nélkül.
I
Szerintem
don't believe I could live 5 more minutes without this life force,
nem
which is
így
keeping all of
percet
us
is tudnék, létezni az
coming and
életben
going.
nélkül, ami jön és megy bennünk.
We are not the body.
Mi nem a test vagyunk.
The body will be gone.
A test el fog tűnni egyszer.
What's experiencing this is the life force itself,
Maga az élet erről
even
az,
prior
ami
to
ezt
life force.
érzékeli.
There was a time we were not, as these people here.
Volt, amikor nem ezzelként voltunk jelen itt.
From where, actually, also it's a good maybe exercise where you walk in the early spring.
Amikor sétálsz,
You walk. I don't know how it's in Hungary, but for Poland it's like that.
Lengyelországban ez így van, nem tudom, hogy van Magyarországon.
That you walk in the forest and you see no trees, no leaves, no leaves. There is almost no leaves on the trees.
Alig van a fákon levél, legalábbis Lengyelországban.
Nothing is visible. There's like only the wood, but you don't see leaves much.
Csak a törzseket
And then
látod,
spring comes, a little bit of sun, a little bit of water, everything.
meg az ágokat, és akkor jön a
And then
tiszta
suddenly,
napfény,
next day you see the leaf.
és a következő pillanatban
Where
mások
was it?
kinőnek, és bezárnak
How come?
a fák.
It's a miracle, no?
Történik, ez egy csoda.
Same with us. Exactly same. We were not.
Mi nem
But you
voltunk.
can say that the world was not.
De azt mondhatod, hogy a világ nem létezik.
The life force was not.
Nem volt az élet.
This earth also was born in a way.
Ez az élet is
But that would give life to this earth was born also.
ez az élet.
There is something much greater than our body mind can ever understand.
Sokkal hatalmasabb dolgok vannak, mint amit az elme képes föl.
And then you see these leaves in the forest.
Ha látod a leveleket az erdőben,
The winter comes and they
jön a tél, és lehullatják
Fall.
a fák.
naturally,
Teljesen természetesen.
completely naturally. And then you walk, you see where are they?
És mászkálsz, és
They
keresed
change.
őket. Nincsenek, megváltozott.
So the world happens
A világ
here. It happens here.
történik.
It happens here.
Itt
This
történik.
happens
Ez
here.
is itt történik.
I don't know from where it happens.
Nem
I
tudom,
don't see from where.
nem látom, hogy
I
honnan
just
történik.
know that
Csak tudom biztos,
this is experience of this thing.
hogy ennek a valaminek
This
az
is
élménye ez.
experience. This really is an experience.
Ez csak egy élmény. Egy tapasztalat.
It's not independent, really.
Nem független. Valójában.
This has no independence whatsoever. Everything is
Semmilyen jellegű
moved
függetlenség.
by the existence.
Minden
There is one
élő
force
és
here.
mozgat, egyetlen egy erő. Határ.
And somehow little virus happened,
Ez a vírus megjelent.
feeling that actually I'm doing everything on my own.
Úgy éreztem, hogy mindent én csinálok.
Right, wrong, on my
Jót
own.
vagy rosszat.
Even right,
Egyedül maradok.
wrong is life force.
Még maga a jó és a rossz is az életerő.
So when we commit this actually sin of ignorance, I would say at some point, as humanity, as a society,
Elengedjük ezt az ignoranciát.
you know what we did? We ignored. We simply ignored the simplest truth of all.
A legmélyebb igazságot ignoráltuk, tagadtuk meg.
That there is something which gave this life, which is
Valami
navigating
ezt az életet,
all my movements, even my talks,
minden
everything.
mozgást, mindent,
We ignored it, saying that it is now it is my turn. it is my turn now. And we see outcomes of this kind of belief.
Mi az eredmény ennek a hitnek?
Very actually strange outcome, often, no?
Elég furcsa.
As a society, as a communities, we can watch this.
A társadalom
So then it's just to remind, when we remind ourselves, we are more humble naturally.
magunkat a természetünkre.
It's just naturally happens. It's just to remind ourselves, look, I mean, there were your parents, there were your grandparents, there was the whole community, there is the whole earth, and there is
Minden volt ez,
something which gave life to it.
és valami mindegyiknek életet adott.
And when we remind ourselves about this, it's like feeling of coming to the whole again.
És az olyan érzés, mint hogyha a teljességbe érkeznénk vissza.
For me, that's not a reminder. I don't feel the truth of these things.
Ez számomra nem emlékeztető. nem
Of
érzem
what
az
exactly?
igazságát ezeknek a dolgoknak.
I mean, I hear these words, but I see it differently.
Különbözően látom.
How do you see it then?
Hogy látod?
How do you see it then?
If I don't give water for the trees,
Nem adok vizet a fáknak,
they just need to dry
tavasszal
out. That's happened with many.
ki fognak száradni.
Okay, but you think it's the human beings who only feed the trees, or sometimes there is a rain?
Emberekről éltetik
Yeah.
a fákat, öntözik őket, vagy pedig az
But
eső.
you know, Sahara was a huge forest.
What?
Sahara was a huge forest.
Szahara
Okay,
is
but
egy
even
erdő
if
volt.
God is using your hands,
Ha Isten a
it is still
kezeidet
God.
használjad arra, hogy öntözzön, attól még
It is still existence.
az még mindig a létezés.
Using your hand.
A te kezeid által.
This all is one.
Ez mind egy.
Even if I'm so independent, I'm dependent. Totally.
Még hogyha független is vagyok, közben függök is.
But we let little bit switch of the subject from the inquiry.
Kicsit letértünk az önvizsgálat útjáról.
Okay, so we leave it for a moment with this inquiry. Somebody else would like to go to that point of...
Picit szünetet tartunk ebben veled, és akkor megnézzük, hogy hát van valaki, aki azt szeretné folytatni, amit elkezdtünk.
The battery is off here.
So I can admit or I can confirm then there is something but in which everything is happening,
Tehát vissza tudom igazolni, vagy be tudom vallani, hogy van valami, amiben minden zajlik, minden történik.
and which sees everything or not even see, just know or yeah.
Tehát ő ismer mindent, ő látja ezeket a dolgokat.
But it's definitely not me.
De ez úgy érzem, hogy nem én vagyok.
And how me manifests, how you manifest then?
Hogyan manifestálódik ez.
Okay, so you see that there is something,
Tehát látod, hogy van valami.
yeah? You see that there is something.
Yes.
This is just a prolonging of the conversation a moment ago. So you there is something,
Meghosszabbítása az előző
but isn't that you also see something, seeing something? Please, it is be with me. Is it not? Is it not another seeing? You see something,
Látsz valamit,
you see this, but you also see that.
de még ezt is látod.
So this is not the final seeing.
It is
Not the final seeing.
Végső látás.
final seeing.
Final seeing.
Final seeing.
Final seeing.
What is final seeing?
Mi az utolsó látás?
The one who cannot see itself.
Az, aki már nem tudja önmagát látni.
But don't make it too complicated. Let's not make it complicated.
Egyszerűsítsük le.
Where is your doubt?
Hol a kétség?
Yes. Last night there was a feeling, and it is not a feeling, but there was a feeling. Then I don't know, Serena was singing with that boy, and you was talking, and it was feeling like really everything is just one, or something like this.
Yeah.
And we are not separated, something like this. But it was like a moment after is impossible, it's not possible.
Okay, so this is your mind talking, but where exactly is the at the moment? Where is exactly the doubt? So what do you want to know?
Yes, there is a doubt. Yeah. So for me, it's two different things. One thing is Aniko, is me, and one thinks there is something who sees everything,
Yes.
but it's not me.
It is not you.
It's not me.
Okay.
Nothing from me is there. Nothing. And I don't know who is that one. Nothing.
Okay. Good. It's a matter of actually using words. It's good what you say.
Szavak értelmezésén múlik. Rendben van.
Then don't say to that me, say it.
Tehát akkor arra valamire, akkor ne azt mondd, hogy az én
You
vagyok,
are
mondd
it.
azt, hogy az vagy.
But I am not it.
De én nem az vagyok.
There is it.
Mhm.
Ott van az.
Okay, then it is. Does it comes and goes, or it just is?
It is always it. Always. Never
Okay.
Never change.
Okay.
Nem változik, ő csak ott van.
Okay, so you choose yourself to be something which comes and goes.
Te annak választod magad, ami jön és megy.
I don't choose. I cannot choose it, but it's feel real,
Választok.
more real than
This
I.
feels.
Valósabb.
Yes.
tűnik.
Mhm. Okay. I don't know what to do.
Nem tudom, mit kéne tennem.
You have to stay with it for a while.
Maradj vele egy picit.
Because you say you are this,
Te azt mondod, hogy ez vagy.
but this is not very reliable because you sometimes not experience this. But that
Ez
thing,
nem megbízható.
this it
Ez
is
mindig
always.
van jelen. Az viszont, amiről azt mondod, hogy az, és azt nem te vagy, az mindig jelen van.
But this is just a fact.
De ez egy tény.
This is
This?
just
Ez
both.
mind a kettő.
Yes,
Igen.
yes, both. But from where do you?
De
From where? Right now you can have this
honnan tudod most ebben a pillanatban
seeing.
ezt a
From
látást
there.
Okay.
megfogalmazni.
So part of you is there also, no?
Tudok egy részednek,
If you say that you see from there.
hogy azt mondod, hogy most mindezt onnan látod.
If you say that you see it from there.
There is some connection.
Látod.
There is some connection, and this is what it
Kapcsolat.
is. Let me know about itself.
So there is kind of something familiar,
Itt valami ismerős mégis.
but it's not personal, not at
Not
all.
at all.
Nem egy
Not at
személyes
all.
érzés.
For me, you don't have to keep it yours.
Okay. It's
Keep
yours.
it empty.
You. Okay.
Nem kell kielégíteni
Okay.
valaminek sem.
Okay.
You just remember that this is always there.
Okay.
Emlékezz,
It's easy.
mindig ott van,
This is always there.
ez mindig ott van.
And to forcing just
Sorry.
to jump, there is really not necessary.
Tehát, hogy odaugorja, ez nem ott van.
For me, it happened. You know what way? This seeing which you're
Ez
describing.
a látás úgy történt, amit most te leírsz.
When I felt the same as you are describing right now.
Hasonlóan éreztem és láttam, mint te. Ott most
This is just a matter of language,
Ez csak a
of using
szemantikai
words.
kérdés, hogyan használjuk a szavakat, mi alatt mit értünk.
I felt this happens. This
Nem, hogy ez
happens.
történik,
This happens.
ez is történik,
But it
de az,
is.
az csak van. Igen.
And then I connected that I am not only something what happens. I cannot be only something what happens.
És aztán arra jutottam, hogy nem lehetek valami, ami csak történik.
I noticed that this is also about
Ezt
Me.
vettem észre.
but not personal me at all.
És velem hozzám kapcsolódik, de nem úgy, mint egy személyhez.
But don't force this.
De ne erőltesd ezt.
This is good what you said. Very good.
So it's enough for
At the moment, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
But just, I mean, with what you said today, just sit with it for a while.
Mondtál ma,
Sit with it.
üljél vele egy picit, és csak emlékszel.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Nitya.
Köszönöm.
So, what happens in the guided meditations?
Mi történik a vezetett meditáció alatt?
It's like subtle thing, but I try to describe.
Apróság, egy kis finomságnál próbálom azért leírni.
Mm. So it takes me somewhere
Elvisz valahova,
in me, somewhere here,
bennem és itt,
which is a very deep relaxation and fulfillment.
nagyon mély relaxáció és terítettség,
But still, it is an experience,
de még mindig csak egy élmény.
and I feel like it still keeps in dualism.
És úgy érzem, hogy még mindig a dualitáshoz
Why?
tartozik. Miért?
It just feel like it is two. Still, it is still two.
Úgy érzem, hogy kettő.
When you feel this,
Somehow.
when you feel this deep relaxation, you feel there is two.
Úgy érzed, hogy
Yeah.
eleng-
For example,
úgy érzed, hogy akkor is kettő van?
these words that,
Ezek a szavak,
for example,
például
everything is seen,
mindent látunk,
or from where you see.
ahonnan látni vagy képes.
These expressions,
Ezek a kifejezések.
it keeps me dual.
Keeps you doer.
Dualism.
Ah, dual.
Keeps
Dual.
two
Ah,
Kettősségben tart.
somehow.
Dualitásban valahogy.
it keeps you. Okay. What way?
Milyen
In
formában?
I try to describe. I try to describe more, and then maybe it will be more clear.
Hát, ha jobban kitisztul, hogy mit szeretnék elmondani.
Because sometimes when we continue, or you just say that
Amikor folytatod, azt mondod,
there is nothing to do, or you are not the doer.
semmit se kell csinálni, nem te vagy, aki csinálja a dolgokat.
These sometimes can happen that
Történhet,
Gabor disappears,
Gábor
but the still here, but disappears,
Okay.
and
mégis el.
this one this experience feels
Élmény, tapasztalat,
more true actually.
sokkal igazabbnak tűnik,
When for example the sense of I am,
amikor az én érzetem
it's so good, but still feel like it's dual. It's two.
de még mindig úgy tűnik, mint hogy ő egy cselekvő lenne. tehát
I think you are trying to make it complicated for yourself a little bit.
szerintem lehet, hogy
Probably.
picit túl akarod komplikálni.
You're trying to make it complicated to yourself a little bit.
Bonyolítod.
Because it is not like you have to or you will have
Nem olyan, hogy
this kind of empty experience all the time.
hogy meg kell lenni.
Because if you will be in the conditions which are demanding of yours to, call you Gabor, or let's say you have some work and you have to do something, there is still capacity to do it.
Meg lesz benne a kapacitás,
And there is really nothing wrong to it.
tehát semmi gond
There is nothing wrong in your sense of yourself also.
nincs azzal se gond, hogy érzékeled magadat, mint Gábor.
Don't wait for this. It doesn't need to be here. This kind of empty feeling all the time.
Mindig itt legyen az
It just shows you the nature of yours. The nature of reality is like that. But look, I look as a woman still.
Miközben ő is lehet, gyere magamra látni.
I have traces of personality.
Vannak
Still.
személyiség mintáim, semmi gond.
I eat food.
Eszem, étkezem,
I have like particular look.
van egy kibizonyos
So is it
kinézetem.
everyone else?
Mindenki másnak is van egy bizonyos kinézetem.
This is not wrong. There is not this subtlety which you're describing. It's not wrong. It's
Ezek kis apró
it's like in the inquiry, in the way to clarity.
a tisztaság volt, hogy
There is a time where you have to check all these things.
mindezeket a dolgokat mind át kell vizsgálni.
To really check all these things. But it doesn't mean,
Nézd meg
really.
minden dolgot, de ez nem jelenti azt.
and this is where most of people in spirituality are stuck.
És ezért sok
Block,
más úgy
they are
tudják,
blocking their
dolgokat
seeing.
képeznek, megragadnak,
And if they are not finding the teacher who will
és nem
get them
találják
out
azt,
of this
amit
state,
azt, és nem találják meg azt a tanárt,
they are miserable actually. Even though the big clarity is there can be still misery
még mindig a
in this subtlety.
nyomorultságot
Actually,
szenvednek,
exactly in this
azt
subtlety.
pont ebben a szerepben.
Of course, the feeling of emptiness, of everything is great feeling.
Persze, ez szuper érzés,
But you don't have to wait for it.
de nem keresztel.
It comes,
Jön,
it comes to show you something.
jön, hogy megmutassunk.
But as you see, the body will be the body.
De a test attól még test marad.
I mean,
When I'm asking also the questions in meditation,
Felteszem kérdéseket a
I can't remember which you just recalled, which make you a little bit doing something. Of course, this is the theater show for a moment like that,
Ez most a színház,
which involve your intellect subtly also.
amiben az intellektus.
So you fly with me a little bit.
Tehát egy kicsit együtt repülünk.
So as I said today already also, there is a level of communicating a little bit language
Van
here,
egy szint, ahogy a kommunikációt használjuk.
and it is
nyelvet,
also, we are using language right now,
és most is a nyelvet
and a
használjuk.
meditation also, and the guided meditation also, and there is a level where we are not talking at all.
És ez egy
And I
szint,
point there,
és oda szeretnék mutatni.
and there is nothing to be done there.
Ott viszont
And also all this
a
body, the way they are, the personalities, traces, are
személyiség,
perfectly fine.
minden rendben van, a teste is rendben van, minden.
So this is deeper acceptance in a way,
Mélyebb fogadás.
which cannot be made. It's not made acceptance.
Nem tegy át.
It's not going into imagination or not escaping freedom.
Ez nem megy el a szabadság.
In this moment, it's not escaping the freedom this moment to have it a little bit more in the future.
Nem szabadulsz meg most a szabadságtól, hogy majd
Because you read a book maybe, because of somebody, because you looked at somebody and you have your references.
vannak különböző referenciáid ezzel kapcsolatban.
Look at that, what is really important.
Nézd meg, hogy mi
These
a-
are subtleties of the mind.
ezek csak az elmében egy kis apróságként.
Every time if you have a question, you just go to the root.
Mindig, hogyha van
And
egy
check
kérdés,
if the root
elmegy
is
a
there.
térhez, az alapokhoz.
Every time just check if the root is there.
És nézd,
The
hogy
real
ott van-e
you if it's
az
there.
alap, ott van-e a gyökér.
Don't bother by personality, by this subtlety of the minds. Really don't bother by that. It's like by bothering, you are putting this into a life.
Azáltal, hogy
There is nothing wrong there.
életet adsz nekik, nem olyan
Nothing to
fontosan,
perfect.
semmit se kell tökéletesíteni,
More.
jobban.
but even
De még akkor is
when you say go back to the root,
menj vissza a gyökérhez,
Just
Then-
notice you are there.
az eredethez, csak tudd, hogy ott vagy.
It's not go back. It's subtlety of the mind. The mind is really hard to use in this matter, really.
Ez nagyon,
I'm struggling.
nagyon nehéz, hogyha az elmével próbáljuk.
I'm
ezt
saying
megoldani.
to go, but not for us to do this, just to recognize it is there.
Felismerni kell, nem kell oda menni.
and also concerning the personality, I mean, I use the word disappear. Gabor disappears, but I don't really mean. I mean,
Gábor eltűnik,
it's more like a dissolving.
ez inkább egy feloldás.
It's not like emptiness. I know when I was stuck in emptiness, and I really loved that period, and it's not anymore. So it's
Okay.
Yeah, it's more dissolving, not like disappearing.
Okay, maybe this
person.
is very subtle. Maybe this is very subtle also. I mean, I said the most important thing already.
Mondtam a legfontosabbat már,
I said it already, but also from what you are saying now,
az, amit most mondasz.
maybe it's a subtle invitation for self-inquiry. But you know,
Ez is egy,
I know our crazy minds. We have such a crazy minds. We use everything as punishment.
az elménk sajnos
Yeah, then it will
We
go
use
on.
everything as punishment. You know? Very subtly. You will not even know when and it's there.
finoman bekúszik, és már
That's why I said to you, it just doesn't matter really.
Mhm.
So you have to be really smart to see, okay, maybe is it invitation for inquiry
lehet, hogy ez egy felhívás arra, hogy
or it is my judgment again?
megcsinálj, vagy már meg
Distinguish this two. Is it my judgment,
ez az én ítélkezésem, ítéletem,
my hunger,
az éhségem,
am I thirsty?
a szomjúságom.
So it's like you are going inside. It's like surgeon. It's like doing that.
Elkapott volna.
This operation is hard. It's not easy. It's like you have to be really present to see. And you will see.
Nagyon finom mozdulatokkal kell
You.
haladnod.
You have to see it. You have to do it.
Neked kell
It is very subtle.
nagyon
And from inside you would know.
és így belülről
What
fogod
it is.
tudni, hogy mi ez.
This is like this very subtle and very important self-inquiry every time. And when it is seen,
Nagyon kifinomult,
don't say sit there too long,
minden egyes
because it's not
alkalommal.
necessary.
Azért mondom, hogy
It's
nem
just-
fontos, mert
I am here sitting for you guys to check, not for me to tell you anything whatsoever. I'm using my presence, using my force for
jelenlétemet az
all of
embernek
you
arra
guys
használom,
to see by yourself.
hogy ti magatok legyetek képes
And
látni,
I'm here now.
és azért vagyok itt most.
You are checking, it's your checking, it's not mine
Te
checking,
nézel,
it's your
te
checking.
vizsgálsz, nem én nézek helyet.
Only my help is just to be honest.
Én csak abban segítek
Only.
neked, hogy vagyok. Ennyi.
And the checking is yours.
Te
And
magadat
then when you go
megvizsgálod,
home,
és megméred a dolgokat.
you know how to do it yourself.
És hogyha ez jól működik, akkor te tudni fogod, hogy hogy csináld meg te magad.
There is really nothing more than that.
Tényleg nincs több.
That's why I'm encouraging often, as you see,
Ezért
guys, why aren't you self-inquiring? Why aren't you raising your hands? Why? Why?
Miért nem emelitek fel a kezeteket, miért nem kérdeztek?
I have nothing to
meg
say,
minket?
really, nothing to say.
Mondani valóm ezen túl.
I have no knowledge. I'm really not very wise.
Nincsen tudásom, nem vagyok túl bölcs.
I'm just sitting there with you,
Csak itt ülök veled.
and I cannot tell you what.
Nem tudom megmondani, mit.
I don't want to tell any sentence there. That will be my projection on you.
Akkor
I don't want to
elég
go there.
kiáll valami, és én ezt nem akarom megtenni.
You will know better,
De jobban
in
tudom,
a way.
különben is.
But I know trickiness of the mind very well.
És
I know it.
ismerem, hogy mi a trükkös
Trickiness
ebben
of the
az
mind
emberben.
is to judge,
Imádom
very
megnézni,
often, unexpectedly is to
teljesen
judge,
váratlanul hoz ítéletet.
to make a longer way,
Azért, hogy meghosszabbítsam
to postpone,
az utat, hogy
to wait,
elhalasszam, hogy várjunk.
to escape many different things.
Megmeneküljünk.
To be honest, I would never expect how clever mind can be
Hogy
in
őszintén
this.
sose gondoltam volna, hogy milyen okos tud lenni az elme.
It is very
És
clever.
az nagyon.
In my case, right now, I don't see where is the judgment.
That's very good.
You
That's
used the word
Great.
judgment, but I don't see where is the judgment. with
Judgment
this.
is, you know where? I'm not saying it is in you right now, but judgment is connected to acceptance. Either there is acceptance or there is a judgment.
Elfogadással van.
Judgment is resistance
Az ítélkezés maga az ellenállás
also,
is. Az egyik forma.
or waiting.
A kivárás.
this is okay.
Ez rendben.
This.
Ez.
This.
Ez.
This is okay. This moment is okay.
Ez
Who
a
agrees?
rendben van. Kiérted egyet azzal, hogy ez a pillanat így jó, hogy van.
But we as human beings, we have such a strange thing there. This is not obvious for everyone.
Ez nem
This is not obvious for everyone.
Nem
But then
I'm not speaking about you right now.
nem rá
I'm just making it a little bit more general. This is craziness of human beings. They are constantly doubting themselves.
Hogy folytában kétkednek.
but then actually there is nothing more. I mean,
Nothing. There was
this is
never.
okay, and that's
There
all.
was never anything to do. Nothing. Nothing really.
Okay.
Rendben.
But our spiritual generation would really want something else.
A spirituális generáció mindig ki akar valamit még találni hozzá.
But really, you will jump from far, and you'll crash to know this.
Nagyon
This,
gyorsan
only this.
fogsz lezuhanni, és össze fogod zúzni magad.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Köszönöm.
Hello.
Hello.
I think I had a question,
Aztán volt egy kérdésem.
but you were just talking about how tricky your minds can be. It's basically, in my life I have a son, and he's like 1.5 years old.
Az életemben van egy fiam,
And I always think that in some situations I get very contracted and there are a lot of emotions
feszültek, ki tudnak válni össze, és gorogottál.
and the thing is that I moved to the forest, and the forest is helping me very much to
És ez az erdő sokkal
ground myself more in a kind of state of
föledeljem magam,
being and yet involvement in the world.
és
But
és nem a világra vagyjon el.
maybe I'm just judging myself that I can be the good father of my son, or
Apának kéne lennem a fiamnak.
you know, the most important thing is I really just want to be free of that too, but yet
Az igaz,
I have a desire to be a good father.
To be?
To be a good father, you know, to be there. And
jó édesapa legyek, és ott legyek neki, és helytállni.
I think this is a kind of division within me, like,
Megosztottságom van benne.
is it really possible to do it together,
Ezt
you know,
a kettőt össze lehet valahol hozni?
to be free and yet to be a father?
És
Good
apa is
father.
legyek,
Yeah.
egy jó édesapa.
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. It's
Ez érdekes kérdés, tetszik.
yeah. You have to first find in yourself what is the most important.
Szóval keresd meg magadban, mi a legfontosabb
First.
számodra. Első lépés.
Start with this.
Kezdj ezzel.
I think I know the answer.
Which is?
Nem tudom,
It's freedom.
It's freedom.
szabadság.
Yeah. And
Okay, freedom. So freedom. It's a big word, no? It's a big word. So if you are having this concern, and if you
Van ez az aggódás.
if you say and if you see that actually this is freedom, so it has to be not personal freedom,
Akkor ez nem egy személyes szabadság kell.
because personal freedom is something else.
A személynek a
So
szabadsága
personal
az más.
freedom might be for some people maybe dangerous, but
Lehet, hogy
unpersonal freedom is not dangerous at all. It's the most healing thing ever. It's the
a
most
szabadság az a leggyógyítóbb.
healing thing which can be done for your children.
Ez a leggyógyítóbb lehet, még a te gyermeked számára.
So
is
first-
szabad vagy.
you choose freedom, yes? And then the rest will follow. But what way, you don't know.
Yeah, and that's scary. Yeah.
That's scary.
That's very scary.
There
Yeah.
is no protection in freedom.
Okay.
This, let's really take it right. There is no protection. Our society, our families, our life is based on fear. So we found the law, we found the many different ways to be safe. To be safe. So we do like this. We keep ourselves safe because we imagine there is something very dangerous. The freedom is something different. It's not fearful. It's not fearful. It needs no protection. It's like to protect and to be free. You're right, it's quite hard. So first find the freedom and abide in this freedom. But it's nothing we know, like, really. It's not predictable. The life of freedom is not predictable. But it's not dangerous, it's not harmful, to be honest. It's not harmful. On the way to freedom, yes, there will be some funny ways, funny traces, funny happenings, but in freedom, no.
Yeah. I was just trying to contemplate what you were saying. In some parts of my life, I really feel like this guy or whatever is not... I mean, you are talking about the life force, and I really have an experience of how it is living from there. Maybe in music that happens a lot. And I see that it also takes over parts of my life already. Yet at this part of my life there is some kind of resistance to it, or kind of concept how it should be, you know how.
Okay.
Yeah. And it seems like I'm creating an identity of it, or holding to this. I want to know, you know?
Yeah, it's just a wanting for safety, security, no?
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, we want security, want safety, but
No.
life is not safe. Really.
Yeah.
From the beginning, life is not
Never
safe.
was safe.
It never was. I mean, we have challenge every day. And we know that this ends with death. We know this, that it ends with death. And if we are believing we are body, mind, we are scared. But life is challenge. Death is safe, actually. Death is the safest thing ever. Life is scary. Death is just big resting. But we can really inquire this now. We can inquire these things now. What is true security? You go to meditation. You go to meditation. You go to the resting place, and you see: is it safe or not? Is death safe or not? Then the life comes.
Yeah, it is.
But guys, let's have some fun with this challenge of life. When we will discover that death is safe, while we are alive, we will be courageous to just, live life.
However it comes.
Hmm?
however it will unfold. Just be open to it. No?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the more enjoyment will be there, and the more courage, and then more fun if we confront ourselves with death. It's gonna be death topic now. I'm serious, really. I'm serious. That was my experience. That was the seeing, in a way, death, experiencing kind of feeling of death was the most important experience of my life, I would say. We don't have to make ourselves sick like I did, but we can meditate instead. We can see this safety in meditation. Every day. We can see this safety every day we fall asleep. How beautiful is that? Every day we fall asleep. How safe is that? This is the safety when we are sleeping. Then they come, oh. and we think the life is, we keep this life because this life gives me safety. Really? Oh, really? This is just more and more. But then when we discover the safety in meditation and death, we have nothing to worry about in life.
Yeah. So that is first.
Death is first, death is death is first, and death is safe.
That is safe. Okay.
We
Yeah.
confirm it every night.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you. So we contemplate maybe this death a little bit, huh? Since we started talking this way. Who is afraid of death? Please raise your hand.
Fél attól, hogy meg fog halni. Kérem fel a kezeket.
I mean, the body is naturally afraid. No, in a way, there is some kind of biological fear of death in our bodies also.
Félelem a haláltól.
But by our inquiry, we can
Vizsgálódásunkon keresztül
start seeing this differently.
láthatjuk ezt különbözően.
The body might shake still, the body might be frightened, the mind might be frightened, but
És a test félhet, és remeghet ettől,
but if the body mind is seen and your seeing is established in the seeing,
megállapodott ebben a pontban is.
there is no fear.
Akkor nincs félelem többé.
That's why it is so important to wake up
Fontos, hogy
while we are alive,
amíg még élsz és meleg a tested.
and to find ourselves really as a seers, as a witnessing place, first of all.
Megtaláljuk
Safe.
minden tanuljaként,
Safe
minden
witnessing
tanuljaként,
place. Absolutely safe witnessing place.
teljesen biztonságos tanúként.
Then we will be scared of nothing.
Semmitől se fogunk félni.
Please don't make it as a theory now. Don't hear it as a theory, because this is a very practical thing what I'm talking now.
Most, ez teljesen praktikus most, amit megosztok veletek.
We can now, for instance, start imagining death. We can start imagining death, and what will happen?
Elképzelni a halált, mi történne akkor.
If I started talking about death, maybe
Beszélek a halálról,
already some of you started feeling fear. Maybe.
jelenik már a félelem érzésre, ez csak ettől.
So you see that how projection of the mind is made.
És ezáltal látható,
Death.
hogy tud a halállal kapcsolatban.
Imagination.
Érzelme, elképzelés,
And the feeling in the body.
és az érzet a testben.
Not nice feeling, a fear.
Jó érzés.
So the more I will focus on this fear, the more frightened I will be.
Félelemre koncentrálok, odafordítom a figyelmem, annál inkább növekszik ez a félelem.
The more I focus on the symptom, the more frightened I will feel.
Minél tovább figyelem az testérzeteket ezzel kapcsolatban, annál
So
több
that's why it's so
félelem
important to
jelenik.
establish myself in the seeing,
Azért mondom, hogy állapodjál meg
and not to be obsessed basically in the body, because we have obsession. Our attachment
hozzá kapcsolódva
to the body is just like obsession almost.
megszállottja vagyunk a testünknek.
So let's see if that is safe.
Nézzük meg, hogy melyik biztonságos-e.
And please, really, imagination is not necessary now.
És kérlek, most ne használd
Don't
a
go
képzelőerőt,
into spiritual trip right now,
ne menj
of
a
imagination,
spirituális utazásra.
of dwelling on my words.
Úgy
It's really not necessary.
csüngelsz, és
Just
hogy
check.
elképzeled. Elég, hogyha a szavaim oda vezetnek, hogy megvizsgáld.
True self-inquiry is not imagined.
Az igazi önvizsgálat az nem egy képzelés.
It's not high. We are not here about having spiritual high. It's about being clear.
Ez a tisztaságról szól. Tisztánlátásról.
Close your eyes for a moment.
Mondjuk le a szemeinket egy pillanatra.
You see, even in this gesture of closing the eyes,
Lásd azt, hogy ebben a gesztusban, hogy lecsuktad a szemeidet,
there might be less of world.
kevesebb lett a világ.
Even in this little gesture of closing the eyes,
Ebben a kis apró mozdulatban, hogy lehújtuk a szemünket,
it might be less of the world.
kevesebbé vált a világ által.
So even this could be enough for you
Ez is elég lehet számodra,
to notice that this is safe.
hogy észrevedd, hogy ez biztonságos.
You close your eyes
Becsukod a szemed,
and there is less of the world,
és kevesebb szűrődik be a világból.
and some part of yours slightly is resting already.
És egy bizonyos részed már ettől is megnyugszik.
Sometimes it is not like that, and this is also nothing bad,
Néha nem így történik, de ezzel sem semmi gond.
because we only don't have so much on the picture,
Hát nincs annyi minden a vásznon ilyenkor,
not so many pictures
nincs annyi kép
in the eyes,
a szemekben,
but we might have more sensations.
lehet, hogy több érzet van ilyenkor.
Feeling sensation, emotional sensation,
Érzelmek,
and it might be more thoughts. Or not.
Lehet, hogy több van, vagy kevesebb,
It doesn't matter.
nem számít.
And I'm asking you now,
Arra kérlek titeket,
leave your interest in the world, of the world.
engedd el most a világgal kapcsolatos minden érdeklődésedet. Hagyd figyelmen kívül a világot.
Don't focus so much on the body right now.
Ne figyelj annyira most a testedre,
Don't go back to the past.
ne menj vissza a múltba,
Don't imagine future.
és ne is képzeld el a jövőt.
The self-inquiry is important also now for us
Megvizsgáljuk magunkat, ez is fontos.
to notice these subtleties.
De vedd észre ezeket az apró kis finomságokat.
I mean here that if you find a little bit more of peace,
Kicsit több békére lesz,
it will tell you something.
az valamit akar neked mondani,
Let it speak to you further.
hogy több tovább beszéljen hozzád.
When we fall asleep after the whole day,
Egy egész napig
you can also watch the moment of falling asleep.
próbáld meg megfigyelni azt a pillanatot,
So
amikor te
you see the pictures, you feel the sensations,
lásd a képeket,
And
érezd az
then-
érzeteket,
And then there is rest.
és utána mi jön? A megnyugvás.
You know nothing there.
Semmit se tudsz ott,
You remember nothing.
semmire se emlékszel,
You want nothing.
semmit se akarsz,
You imagine nothing. You don't go to the future.
semmit se képzelsz el, nem mész
There is no
előre,
traces of individuality.
nincsen jelen az egyéniség,
Nothing can be said, spoken.
semmit se tudsz megfogalmazni, vagy semmiről se tudsz beszélni.
It could speak to you actually.
Ez beszélhet hozzád viszont.
This experience could speak to you,
Ez a megtapasztalás beszélhet hozzád,
saying there is nothing to worry.
és azt mondja, nincs miért aggódnod.
The body appears and disappears every night.
Test megjelenik és eltűnik, minden este megtörténik és reggel.
You don't have it in deep sleep and you are totally resting.
Nem vagy jelen a mély alvásban és egy teljes megnyugvásban.
It's a vital also for the body even later on to exist, to sleep sometimes.
Ez teljesen szükséges az egész testünk számára, hogy megpihenhessen.
So something in us knows that this is good.
Valami legbelül tudja bennünk, hogy ez helyén van így.
And how do you imagine death of the body?
És amikor elképzeljük a test
Might be quite similar.
ez is hasonló.
Maybe with some sensation
Lehet, hogy van valamilyen érzet
on the way.
közben.
And right now,
És ebben a pillanatban
you are safe only when you are talking.
csak akkor vagy biztonságban, amikor beszélsz,
When you say I.
amikor azt mondod, hogy én.
Or sometimes you don't say I,
Amikor nem mondod, hogy én,
and still it's safe.
és mégis biztonságban vagy.
There is moments of break.
Vannak pillanatnyi szünetek.
Sometimes I'm asking the question,
Ja, azt szoktam kérdezni,
notice the space between inhale and exhale.
hogy vedd észre azt az ürességet, azt a szünetet, a belégzés és a kilégzésed közt.
Look into the space between the thoughts.
Nézd meg a szünetet, két gondolat születése
That
között.
sometimes there is a break.
Néha van köztük szünet.
Notice the break.
Figyelj és koncentrálj erre a szünetre. Vedd
Of
észre.
nothing. Nothing particular.
Semmi. Semmi.
Is it safe?
Teljesen biztonságban.
Is nothing safe? It's safest.
Ez a legbiztonságosabb.
When you establish yourself in nothing,
Ha semmiben tudsz az ürességben stabilizálódni,
everything also will be safe.
minden más is biztonságossá válik ezáltal.
Because you know that in the end you are nothing.
Mert tudjuk, hogy végső soron üresek vagyunk, semmi.
You are not an object.
Nem vagy egy tárgy,
And still it's fine.
és ez teljesen rendben van.
We are talking to the deeper intelligence in us to connect these things, understand this.
Mélyebb intelligencia
And to see.
dolgozik azon, hogy lásson és megértse ezeket a szavakat.
Then our interpretation.
És ez sokkal fontosabb, mint hogy értelmezzük.
Interpretations are misleading.
Az értelmezések mindig
Only
félrevezetnek.
direct knowing
Direkt megismerés és tudás az, ami célra vezet.
is about that.
Ez erről szól.
When you speak to me interpretation, it's too much.
Az értelmezéséteket mondjátok, az túl sok.
You don't have to even say to yourself,
Magadnak se kell mondani.
fire your mind,
Rúgd ki az elméd.
telling you what's true. Fire your mind. Fire him.
Rúgd ki nyugodtan, távolítsd el az elméd.
Nobody ever had clear answer in the mind.
Senkinek sem volt tiszta válasz, ami az elméből született volna.
Because it's not full dimensions. It's just one stream.
Ez csak egy irányba tud nézni, nem lát mindent.
Don't rely on this.
Ne hagyatkozz erre. Ez képtelen befogadni mindent.
You will miss the point.
El fog szalasztani azt a lehetőséget, hogy megláss.
The point is to find this safety in no thing.
Hogy a semmiben megtaláld ezt a biztonságot.
Do you have to wait for death?
Várnod kell a halálig?
You don't. See it now.
Lásd most inkább.
And it will be not you who sees that.
És nem te leszel.
It will be something deeper.
Valami más fogja ezt meglátni és érzékelni.
You who sees that is just accompaniment of the music.
Az a te, aki meglátja, és utána beszámol róla. az
But
csak
you are
az
the
elmének az
source.
egyik megnyilvánulása. Menj vissza a forrásodhoz.
Even when you watch somebody dying, I don't know if you ever saw somebody dying.
Mikor esetleg valakit van lehetőséged megfigyelni a halál.
There is beautiful expression,
Nem tudom, hogy láttad-e már esetleg.
which somehow we have it in language. Rest in peace.
Még ez a kifejezés is.
Who knew
amit
that?
használunk.
He's resting in
Magad
peace.
békében. Azt mondjuk, amikor valaki meghal.
Find this peace here.
Találd meg ezt a nyugalmat és békét itt és most.
Peace of death.
Azt a nyugalmat és békét, amit a halálban érnek el.
And the real life.
Az igaz életben találd meg ezt már most.
Fear of death is just postponing of self-inquiry.
Haláltól való félelem, ez csak kitolja az ön megismerésnek a
Running away from it.
szükségességét, elfutunk előle.
Don't.
Ne tedd.
Why it was freeing sentence when the sages were saying, you are not the mind.
A szentek azt mondták, te nem az elme vagy,
You are not the mind.
te nem az elme vagy.
You are not the body.
Te nem
Why
az
it was
elme.
freeing?
Miért volt ez felszabadító? Csak ezt mondaniuk.
If you know you are nothing,
Tudod, hogy semmi vagy.
nothing can harm you.
Semmi se bánthatja.
But don't believe you are nothing.
Ez meg csak egy hit legyen, hogy te semmi vagy.
Please don't.
Ne hidd, ne képzeld ezt.
It's another way for suffering.
Mert ez egy másik útja a szenvedésnek.
Simply see
Csak lásd, és tudd.
and ask until it will be revealed.
És mindaddig, amíg ez meg nem mutatja önmagát.
I don't know how you perceive it, but for me, meditation is safe.
De hogy észlelted, hogy tapasztalod, de számomra
Stepping
nem
out of
bizonyos.
myself is
Ez egy
safe.
biztonságos hely. Kilépni abból az énemből.
Leaving
biztonságot ad.
my attachments is safe.
Kapcsolatban
every time.
A ragaszkodásomat hátrahagyni, ez csodálatos és biztonságos.
In our culture in Europe and Poland, the death is something scary.
A mi kultúránkban ez egy bevett szokás, itt Európában, Magyarországon és Lengyelországban, hogy maga a halál témája az egy negatív, egy ijesztő téma.
In this matter, Indians were much smarter than us.
Ebben a kérdéskörben az indiaiak sokkal okosabbak nálunk.
Till now, they are very familiar with death,
Ismerik a halál folyamatát,
much more than us.
sokkal jobban, mint mi.
And when you look at them, you will see that
Akkor rájuk nézel,
somehow they understand this. Many of them.
azt látod, hogy sokuknak mély megértésük van a halállal kapcsolatban.
So we can take this inspiration here.
Ragad meg ezt az inspirációt itt és most.
We have our bodies, we have meditation, we have self-inquiry,
Meditáció, vizsgálat,
we have observing our life.
tudjuk figyelni az életünket,
And by all these tools,
és ezek
people were
a
waking up
eszközök által lehetőségünk van felébredésre.
to something which is immortal, was never born and never dies.
Valami olyat fedezhetünk fel hátaluk, ami sose született, és így sosem halhat meg.
Even now, scientists and people want to prolong life of humans that will last forever.
Ebben a pillanatban is tudósok azon fáradoznak, hogy az emberi életet kigyújtsák, hogy
Who knows, maybe it's possible. It is possible, I guess, to live for 1,000 years or something. That will be soon possible.
Bármi lehetséges.
But still there was a birth somewhere.
Mégis ott volt a megszületés valamikor.
Okay. Is it enough for today?
Elég lesz mára, hogy érzitek.
Yeah? We can go to a nice sleep tonight
Igen, fölkészültetek arra, hogy aludjatok ma.
to see how is it
Megnézzétek, hogy is megy.
tonight.
Ma este.
If we started this way, you can watch yourself falling asleep tonight.
Ha így kezdjük, akkor
Watch yourself falling asleep, like
alszol ma este.
how does it look like and how does its rest happens at some point. Are you enjoying it? And then,
Vizsgáld meg, hogy hogyan fogsz nyugovóra térni ma, és legyél tudatában azzal, hogy az egész folyamat hogy fog lezajlani ma este.
and also put the thought to your brain.
Tudod?
A thought to your brain.
De what?
Thought. Thought.
Put your...
Put the thought to your brain
Rakd a gondolatot az agyadba,
that you want to see in the morning how awakening in the morning happens.
tehát azzal a gondolattal a fejedben aludjál el, hogy akarod látni azt, amikor majd fölébredsz, hogy mi történik.
Is it like that you open your like this? Is it really like this? Like, I am here in the world?
Itt vagyok a világban, meg
Or subtlety there is there?
hogy van benne valami más kis finomságok.
Or you might notice that something will awake, but your personality, it's not immediately there.
Hogy valami már fölkelt benned, de a személyed még nincs jelen. ahogy
It just comes back.
Csak szép lassan bekúszik.
Just one very, very short.
Yes.
I was talking about death, and it just came to me very important.
Yes.
Question. What happened if this body died before the realization? So what afterward then?
I mean, maybe the memory will come back. You know, the desire, the memory will come back. I don't know.
A kérdés
Nobody
az,
came back from death to tell us.
a kérdés az volt, hogy mi van, ha előbb halok meg, mielőtt a realizáció megtörténne.
Yeah, but they take it seriously.
Is it enough?
But they take it seriously. We have just this life.
Komolyan ennyi az életed,
I mean, all the rest I can say is just imagination.
minden csak elképzelés. A következőre elfelejteni
But how come you
mindent,
are you so
kezdve
sure
elmenni.
about the next life? From where do you have this knowledge about the next life?
Honnan van tudásod róla? Csak a halálról, hogy beszéltünk.
Biggest fear then.
Ez a legnagyobb félelmem,
Maybe I will die before.
hogy előbb halok meg, mint hogy
Before I
hogy
recognize the
felismerném az igazságot
like fully.
teljes mértékben.
Yes.
És igen, ennyi.
There's something in you which likes to play around.
Van benned valami, ami szeret játszadozni ilyen dolgokkal. Miből gondolod?
This is really a fear.
Nem, ez
I know
tényleg
it is a
félelem,
fear.
Ez komoly.
But you like to play around. Also.
Szeret szórakozni ezekkel a dolgokkal, játszadozni.
I mean, where you just focus, bring all thing for now, because you are imagining for the future. You have just this moment now. We even don't know
Képzelődsz.
tomorrow.
Gyere most ide
Really?
mostba, és nem menjél még a holnapba se.
Forget about if you get what does it mean to get enlightened? Guys, please.
Jelenti az, hogy megvilágosodni egyáltalán.
Please forget about it.
Ezt is felejtsd el, dob ki.
I mean, imagine this is the last day.
Legyen ez az utolsó napod mondjuk.
So what you gonna do?
Mit csinálsz?
You
Nem
so then forget tomorrow. Forget in 1 hour. It's just a invitation for suffering.
Felejtsd el a jövőt. felejtsd
You
el a
are here. Mhm.
insurance, yeah, or confirmation.
I'm not selling insurances. The insurance company
Biztosítás nem áll.
is in the government. Go to the government. Go to I don't know where they sell insurances.
Hol árulnak?
I don't have one.
Nincsen biztosítók vagy biztosításon.
I know that you guys want security. I know that. I have to somehow deal with it. That's why we go for enlightenment often, no? For security.
Azért kutatjuk a megvilágosodást is, hogy biztonságban legyünk végre.
Then I have it, then I can die.
Megvan, jó.
I have it, but when I have it, then I can die.
Yes, she says.
I know. But who will have it?
De ki tudná megszerezni?
Guruji said die before you die.
Guruji azt mondta, hogy halj meg, mielőtt meghalnál.
I mean, I'm repeating this non-stop.
De hát ezt ismételgetheted.
I know.
Tudom.
I just say what it is if I not die before I die.
Mi van, ha nem halok meg, mielőtt
You are
meghalnál?
not even alive.
You are?
Is you are playing around.
Mert játszadozó.
Playing around.
Nem hiszed el,
No,
hogy ez igazi
you're
félelem?
playing around. You want something.
Akarsz valamit.
You want something.
Akarsz valamit. Persze. Azért vagyok itt. El akarok tűnni. Tisztaságot akarok. Akarom tudni, hogy mi a valós, mi a valótlan.
So what is lacking right now? So what is lacking right now? What is lacking right now? Tell me.
Most akkor the continuity in this. In this knowing. Ebbe a tudásban, ebbe a tisztában.
But you have it only when you imagine future.
Csak akkor van meg, amikor...
You have it only if you imagine future.
Csak ez akkor van meg.
And if you imagine yourself to be in the future.
Hogyha magadat a
So it's
jövőbe
based on you.
projektálod, ez tőled függ.
It's one too many.
Egyel több van ott, mint aminek kellene lennie.
It's one too many.
Még valami ott van, aminek nem kell, hogy ott legyen.
Wanting.
Akarás.
What is this wanting?
Mi ez az akarnokság?
Yeah.
Szeretet hiánya?
It is me. Me.
Ez én vagyok, én.
Me.
Én.
This moment.
Ebben a pillanatban. Most.
Don't try to be safe
Próbálj meg biztonságban lenni.
and saved.
És mentve lenni.
To the future is too much.
Jövőben menni túl sok.
It's just a projection
Az csak
and the fear.
kijelentés és félelem.
Shake it off.
Rázd le magadról.
We know nothing about the future.
Semmit se tudunk a jövővel kapcsolatban.
Future security.
A jövő a biztonság.
We are buying insurance for the future. No?
Biztosítást kötünk a jövőre.
Future will come when will come. If will come.
A jövő
Who knows
fog
that?
jönni.
There is no certainty.
Nincsen biztonság.
Why cannot we rest in uncertainty? Why everybody wants to be so sure?
Miért akarunk mindig biztosak lenni mindenben? Miért nem jó nekünk a bizonytalanság?
Could it be that we will rest in uncertainty?
Nem lehetne az, hogy megnyugodnánk és elfogadnánk azt, hogy bizonytalanság van?
Unknowing?
Anélkül, hogy tudnánk, hogy mi van.
We are good when we know?
Jobb, amikor tudjuk.
We are good girl when we know?
Akkor jó kislányokká válunk, amikor tudjuk.
It came to me right now, like trying to know is keeping what is real.
Yes.
Tehát az a törekvés, hogy tudni akarjunk, az, hogy elutasítjuk a valóságot.
Maybe we will have some song. Huh?
Szóljon a zene hát.
Sato Yo